How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Clark. Hopefully, I fixed the problem with the song echoing whenever I'm playing it. So, I'm back again to continue making this beat with you guys. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a bass line. And to tell you the truth, you can use this technique that I'm going to show you for making a bass line to make all sorts of other musical parts, pianos, synthesizers, strings, like violins, that kind of thing. So with this one technique, you can almost continue making the entire rest of the song. Last time I showed you the patterns beat maker for making drums. With that, plus playing the synthesizers and the piano samples, that kind of thing, you can really make an entire beat. So let's get started. I'm going to hit plus to add a new track. And I could let's hit guitar and bass. And they have some weird guitar sound by default, but we don't really want that. We want a bass sound. So I'm clicking on the name of this guitar here, and this brings up this menu, which lets us select what we actually would like to use. I'm going to go into bass kick 808, and you can hit the play button next to these, this purple play button, to preview them. All this does, I've had a number of students in the past think that they're actually adding this part to their song just by hitting play. No, you are not. You are just previewing it. So let's check out this one. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm good with using that. What's this? Some of these are so low sounding, you probably can't really hear them unless you're using good speakers or headphones right now. So I would recommend you put on a nice pair of headphones or play this through good speakers while you work. Or else it's a little hard to make good bass lines and that sort of thing when you can't actually hear them. All right. So here's that bass. I think I'll just do something like that. Cool. So I'm going to hit, if I hit record here, that's this red button. What record will do, so right now I'm just practicing. I'm finding something I like by playing. But if I hit this red record button, it will actually record my performance and put it into the song, okay? So when I hit record, it counts me in. And then let's listen to the beat for a second to get our beat down. All right, here I go. Now I'm ready. That was not the best performance I've ever done in my life, but that's okay. Let's hit stop to stop the recording. And if you notice here, this stop button, if you're way into your song, if you've been recording for a long time and you're so far away from the beginning of your song that you can't see anything, that stop button can also be used to bring you back to the beginning of the song, like that. So that's a quick and easy way to get back to where you started working. All right, so let's listen to what I recorded. You can see it here in purple. There's my actual bassline performance. Let's hear how it sounds. All right. Who knows if these last couple notes were on the beat because there wasn't any kind of drums for me to play along to. That's something important to understand. If you just come in here and find some kind of piano or something synthesizer that you like and hit record and you're not playing along to a beat, you're not playing along to a drum beat, the chances that your performance will match up with a beat once you start making a beat is very, very slim. In fact, it's pretty much impossible to come in here and record something without having a beat first. That's why we're doing it in this order, guys. Make your drum beat first, and then you have something that keeps the time for you while you're recording the rest of your track. All right. So, but I wasn't quite on the beat. I was a little bit off the beat. So let's fix that right now. I can double click on this guy, this purple guy, and this opens up something called the piano roll. You can see those words right here, piano roll. So when I'm in the piano roll, I can edit my performance. Here's what I recorded. I can take these notes and drag them all over the place. I can make them longer. I can make them shorter. I can grab and put them wherever I want. If I do something that I don't like and want to undo it, I can, of course, hit the undo button, which is up here, or hit Control Z. Control and Z together are also undo. All right. So I've undid that. So now I could start really working on this thing. By the way, I probably should have zoomed in to begin with, just a little bit, so that now I can much more easily kind of see where everything is. Like, these notes are late. These lines here represent the start of the beat, and I want my bass to hit right at the start of the beat, not be late. You see how it's a little bit off that line? Maybe if I zoom in more, you can see that better. My bass line, here it is. My bass is off this line. I want it to be right at the start of this line. So I got to grab it and drag it back. There's an easier way to do this though. I'm going to hit Control A. Control A is select all. And you see when I do that, Control A, or I can go to Edit, Select All. It should be in here. Nope, it's not. So do Control A. They all turn purple. Now I can do something called quantize. Quantize is a funny word, but it does something really good. Let me right click. I think that's how you get to it. Yep, you right click and here it is, quantize. And when you quantize, what this does is it forces everything to the closest beat, okay? So these numbers over here kind of correspond to how fast you're playing, how many tiny little fast notes you have. If you got a bunch of little tiny fast notes and you try to quantize to one of these lower numbers down here, 1 to 1 or 1/2, this means whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note. If you try to use one of these low ones, it's likely going to smash them all together, all your little fast notes. And so you typically want to quantize to about 1/16 is usually kind of the safest thing to do. Let's try that and see what happens. So I'm going to click 1/16. And it moved. It did it too fast for us to see, unfortunately. But if you look now, you'll notice all the starts of the notes are right on the line. So that should be good. So now if I kind of go back, I can actually grab this up here, drag it back, and hit play. Whoops. All three of these are still too late. So let's grab those. Maybe I should have done 1/8. In fact, I'm going to hit undo a couple times. There we go. And let's quantize this whole thing to 1/8 and see what happens. Again, right click. And by the way, right click on a Chromebook if you don't have a mouse is Alt. You hold down Alt and click. All right, let's try 1/8. Let's see what that did. Maybe that's better. Perfect. Okay. Cool. And let's just listen to it. Cool. I was hoping this would happen. So these are still messed up, right? It's super easy to fix them. The ones that are messed up, like this one's still too late. I know where it goes, though. It goes right here at the start of this thick line. I just grab it and drag it back. Now it's good. Cool. And if you remember, this is where I was playing where there wasn't any beat. So as you can see, even once I quantize it, it's still not quite right. So I got to fix it myself. Nice. I got a nice clean bass line now. Now, let's zoom out. If I want this thing to be able to loop over and over, remember how last time with our beat, we grabbed this loop button and looped our beat over and over as many times as we wanted to? If we want to do that with this bass line, we got to trim away the fat, get rid of the junk, get rid of the excess stuff that we don't want. So let me go ahead. You can do that in a few different ways. You can right click and choose split. Split. And we did this last time too. And let me do that right here too. Split at the beginning and end of our loop. Delete the stuff we don't want. Now, hopefully, if I did this right, I can take and loop this over and over. Let's see though. The loop, I happen to know this. The loop should be 8 measures long, and it's not quite. So I didn't get it quite right. Okay, I messed something up. So let's hit undo and try again. Come on. In fact, I'm just going to grab this bottom part, not the part where I loop it up top, but the part at the bottom, and I can stretch it out a bit until it is actually 8 measures long. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can see it ends right at the beginning of measure 9. So it's perfect now. So now if I take this thing and loop it, it should be right on the money every time. Cool. Looks like it is. So let's hit play. Cool. And it should restart right at the beginning. It did. Perfect. Okay. So I got my loop just right. 8 measures. Keep this in mind. Typically beats, you count things in bunches of 8 measures. That's what's called a bar. So when an MC, for instance, claims they got bars, they're talking about 8 measures worth of a song. Sometimes 16, but typically a bar is an 8 measure bundle like this. Okay, so your loop should typically go in bundles of 8, maybe bundles of 4. You'll get a feel for that as you start to make your own beat. Okay, all right. Try to make your own bass line, and then next time we'll come back and we will start to fill this song out more with maybe some piano or some synthesizer or something like that. All right, have fun.